everybody. Today we are going to work through a practice that focuses mostly on the shoulders and the neck. For your practice, you're going to want to have a strap nearby and you're going to want something to sit on. So right now I'm sitting on a foam chip block. It's about 1.5 inches or 2 inches high. Your block might be a little bit higher than that. Or you could even choose something more like a bolster, which gives you a little bit higher of a seat. The idea being we're going to be seated here for a little while and we want the knees to be able to drop below the height of the hips. This means that our pelvis can sit kind of like a bowl and we can then have our spine sitting nice and tall right out of that bowl, instead of if I'm not sitting on the block and my knees are up here, I'm quite rounded, and so my spine is going to be very curved coming out of that bowl. So easy way to think of it too is just you're going to be more comfortable here, you're going to be able to sit taller, which is going to be better for your body long term. So we can release the ego of I have to do this on the floor. Give yourself a prop, it feels way better. Okay. So to start with, we're going to just take the hands onto the knees, do a little bit of opening breathing while we start to warm up through the pelvis and the hips. Okay, so just holding onto the knees. You can have your feet crossed, or you can stack your ankles one in front of you on the floor, whatever's more comfortable. Okay, so breathing in, we're just going to rotate through the hips. So the chest is coming forward as we go one in the direction, and then rolling back onto the hips, really pressing the shoulder blades out behind us. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, rounding, moving back. Okay. Next time you come forward, again, press through the collarbones, draw the shoulder blades behind you. Exhale, really press the shoulder blades back. One more time in this direction. Okay, once we get back to center, we're going to switch it up. So going in the opposite way. This is just a nice way to get your body moving, get the synovial fluid moving, also linking movement with breath, helping to keep us just focused in the moment, focused on what we're doing, let the rest of the day fall away. Good, coming back to center. And we might take a moment and just switch up the feet. It might feel a little bit awkward, but it's good to change up our habits. Okay. From here, we're going to take the right fingertips on top of the left knee. Left fingertips can tent behind us, just helping us to sit nice and tall. So breathing in for length, and as you exhale, we're starting this twist from the belly. The right hand really isn't pulling or tugging on the knee, it's just there for support. And start taking the eyes back around behind you. Breathing in for length, exhaling into your twist, and inhaling back to center. Switching sides, left fingertips to right knee, sitting nice and tall. Exhale, twisting from the belly first, drawing that right shoulder blade behind you, taking the gaze back. Breathing in for length, exhaling into your twist. Coming back through center. This time, left fingertips are going to come to the mat beside you. You're going to inhale, reach up with the right hand, nice long side body, and the right hip is going to stay rooted down into the mat. As we exhale, we start to lean. So that left hand is there for support for you. You can take your pinky finger on the right hand and tip it towards the floor. And that left fingertips or the hand can walk a little bit further away if you need the space. Just make sure the right hip doesn't lift. Then you can play with the gaze. You might look up inside the right armpit or perhaps to the left fingertips on the mat, whatever feels better. Inhaling, coming all the way back up. This time right fingertips find the floor. Inhale, left arm reaches. And exhale into your nice side lean here. Beautiful side body stretch. So left pinky finger toward the floor. Maybe walking the right fingertips a little further away. Just being mindful that the left hip is staying rooted down. And your breath moves into that whole left side. Good. And inhale, coming back. back up. You can switch the feet again. Okay, this time we're going to interlace the fingers on the front of the shins. So this is kind of like a modified cat-cow. As we breathe in, we're going to lift the chest forward. So lifting up through the collarbones and pulling the shoulder blades back behind us. Inhale, perhaps lifting the gaze. Exhale, rounding out. So really pressing the shoulder blades back and drawing chin to chest. Inhale, lift. Exhale, pressing back. Inhale and lift again. Exhale. One more time. Inhale, lift, really draw the shoulder blades behind you. Exhale, round out, press back through the shoulder blades, create space. And inhale, coming back up. Okay, so if you're comfortable on your block or your seat, that's great. You can stay there. If you need a little bit more lift, grab for your bolster. Okay, like I said, we're going to be in this seated posture for a little while. So you can keep your hands on your knees. We're just going to move into the neck. On your next breath, you're simply going to turn your gaze over your left shoulder. And inhale brings you back to center. Exhale over the right shoulder. And inhale back to center. One more time each side. Exhaling to twist. See how if you can take your gaze a little bit further behind you. Inhaling to center, exhaling to twist. Gazing back. Inhale to center. This time, take the gaze towards the ceiling. No pressure, nothing feeling abnormal through the neck. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, lifting the gaze. Exhale, chin to chest. Bring your head back to center. This time with your exhale, you're going to drop your chin to your chest. We're going to interlace the fingers and just allow them to rest on the back of the head. Okay, so exhale to drop, interlacing the hands, and they're just going to rest just above that occipital lobe there. And we're just pausing here for a couple breaths. So you're going to focus on breathing from your belly into your ribs, expanding through the rib cage in all directions. And as you exhale, just allow your chin to drop a little bit closer to your chest. Breathing in again, belly, ribs, all the way up to the chest, the collarbones. Exhale, drop the chin a little bit more. One more time. Breathing all the way in, filling up. Exhale. Release the hands and bring your chin back to center. Good. From here, we're going to take our, move our head in some circles. I want you to imagine you're drawing these circles with your nose, okay? So we're going to start towards our left again, and these are just average-sized circles, okay? Drawing with the nose, like there's a pencil attached to your nose, and you're trying to draw this circle on the wall and the floor and the ceiling as you move. Okay, now you're going to slowly let this circle be a little bit bigger. So this is more along your full range of motion in drawing these circles with your nose. I'm going to do one more time in this direction. And coming back to center, you can lift your head. Okay, and we'll do the same thing towards the right. So just average size circles right now to begin. Drawing with the nose. Still breathing. Okay, have the quality of, as you're moving your gaze up, you're breathing in. As you're coming down, you're exhaling. And then start to make these circles a little bit bigger again. Drawing with the nose. Being mindful of any popping or crunching in the neck. We don't want to be moving ourselves into any sense of pain. That's not what yoga is about. And bringing your head back to neutral. Okay. From here, you're going to take your fingertips onto your shoulders. And we're going to draw some circles with the elbows. So sitting nice and tall, belly's toned but not rigid. We're going to bring the elbows in front of us, breathing in. They're going point to the ceiling, and then they're going to draw as big of a circle on the wall behind us as we can. Then all the way down to the floor towards each other, reaching up, and exhale, really pulling all the way back and down. So these are slow, intentional movements. It's way harder to go slow than it is to go fast. Okay, but you try to make them as big as you can. Okay, coming into the center, and we're going to go the other way. So elbows coming down first, really reaching for the floor, squeezing all the way back behind you, pointing to the ceiling and forward. Reaching all the way down, pointing back, around, up. Okay, as big as you can make them. Make sure you're still breathing. Okay, one more time through. Good. Bring your hands back. Can roll the shoulders out a little bit. All right. So we're going to take a little bit more of an intense version of that rotation through the shoulders with a strap. So just make sure that you're holding the buckle end so it doesn't flap around. And if you have a really long strap like mine, you probably want to hold the end of it up so it doesn't whack you in the face. Okay? So sitting again, nice and tall in your spine. When we move, we're trying to isolate this into the shoulders. So there's not a lot of popping happening in the ribs. The chin is not popping in and out. Everything is staying pretty stable. Okay? So your breath in is going to lift the strap up overhead, and your breath out is going to bring it behind you. Arms should stay straight. Breathing in, lifting up, exhale, coming back. Okay, now if you need a little more room, inhale and exhale. You can always play with the amount of strap that you have in your hands. Breathing in and breathing out. One more time. Good. And then we're going to take this same posture here and just modify it slightly. So the right hand is going to reach up. You probably have to let a little more strap go through your hands. Right hand up towards the ceiling, left hand down by your hip. Your exhale is going to bring the strap behind you. Inhale, right hand down, left hand up. Exhale, strap comes in front. So again, you can play with the length of your strap. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And once you've got that rhythm, you can go a little faster. I think of this, reminds me of rowing a kayak. Okay, so again, being mindful that this movement is really isolated in the shoulders. There's not a lot of other shifting through the ribs, the chin. Okay, one more time in this direction. Good, and then we're going to switch. So left hand up, right hand down, exhaling back, inhaling up, exhaling forward. And once you have the rhythm, you can go. More rounds on this side. So these are all amazing exercises to help balance out the shoulders. We're usually a little bit more dominant on one side than the other, and these really help us with creating that balanced mobility. The last thing we're going to do here with the strap is come back to the grip that we used when we began. Okay, you're going to take a nice big inhale, lift the strap up overhead, and as you exhale, you're going to bring the strap behind you and pause at about the base of your skull. So not too far down, not too high up. I call it a sweet spot. It's probably the tightest spot, and that's where we want to pause for a couple of breaths here. So try to drop your shoulders away from your ears, breathe, and really just notice what you feel all the way from your fingertips into your wrists, your forearms, your shoulders, your chest, your jaw. One more breath here. And your exhale can bring you out. Strap can come in front. Just roll the shoulders a couple times. Okay. So from here we're going to take a posture called eagle arms. On your inhale, you're going to bring both hands up overhead. Your exhale is going to bring your right elbow underneath your left. So your options here are you can hold opposite shoulders. You might be able to interlace your fingers, or if you can bring palms together, then you're going to go for that. Okay, we're going to lift the arms away from the chest, We're going to press the hands press the hands away from you. Okay? And then I want you to think about, again, rolling the shoulders down and back. And we just get to pause here for a few breaths. Okay, breathing in, again, belly, ribs, all the way up to the chest and the collarbones. Nice, slow, soothing exhale. Just feel the tension melting away through the shoulders. Start again at the bottom, breathing in, breathing out. One more round of breath here. Good, and exhale. Just allow the arms to melt out of the posture. Again, you might roll the shoulders a couple times. Let's switch the feet again. Okay, last couple postures here that we're going to be seated. Good. Inhale, sweep the arms up. This time, left elbow comes under the right. Here's your options again, holding shoulders, interlacing fingers or palms together. We're lifting the arms up away from the body, pressing the hands away from your face, but then again, rolling shoulder blades down and back. Release tension through the tops of the shoulders and the jaw. Perhaps you even close your eyes so you can focus internally on your breath. Breathing belly, ribs, chest, all the way out. Starting again at the bottom when you feel like you're empty. Big breath in, filling up. Soothing exhale, taking tension away. And one more round of breath. Big breath in, belly, ribs expand, chest expands. Exhale, release the arms, allow them to just melt out. Good. From here, you can come off of your block. We're going to come over onto our seat. And down onto our back for bridge pose. Okay, so the soles of the feet are in the mat. Fingertips are just brushing onto the backs of the heels, or pretty close. Okay, palms resting in the floor. On your next breath in, you're going to press the feet into the mat and start to feel the hips lift up. Now for this first one, we're just going to keep the palms resting on the floor. I want you to notice the tension or anything you feel across the back of the neck, the back of the shoulders, perhaps even into the jaw. Okay, keep the pressure equally distributed in the feet. Keep your breath moving. And slowly on your exhale, you can come back down, pausing for a breath. Okay, feel all parts of your spine reconnect with the floor. Next breath in, you're going to again press equally into all parts of the feet. Feel the hips start to lift. This time as you get your hips off the floor, we're going to interlace the fingers underneath our hips and just roll our arm bones a little bit more underneath us. Okay, so pressing into the feet, hips are lifting, really reaching the fingers, the fists, towards the heels. Now as you breathe, belly, ribs, and chest, really try to draw your breath up into your collarbones and feel the space you're creating across the front of your chest. One more breath here. Big inhale all the way up. And exhale, release the hands. Roll your body back to the floor. From here, you can just take the arms out nice and wide. We're going to do a couple rounds of windshield wipers with the hips or with the knees. So on your exhale, you're going to take both knees towards the right. Allow them to fall gently to the floor. You can shift your gaze over the left fingertips. And then we're going to inhale back to center. Knees fall to the left. Gaze falls to the right. Inhaling to center, same thing. Knees drop towards the right. Gaze to the left. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Good. Inhaling back to center. Now you can do that same variation one more time, or if you want a little bit more depth, we're going to come to a 90-degree bend with the hips and the knees. And as we exhale, the knees are going to drop towards the right side of the body. And what we're trying to do is to keep the left shoulder blade on the floor. Okay? You may again be able to drop your gaze over towards the left fingers. I'm going to pause here for just a couple breaths. Really allow your belly to expand as you breathe, providing that beautiful rinsing, that detoxing in the body, just getting rid of all the junk we don't need. Inhaling, you're going to come back up through center, and exhale, hips over to the left, and you can shift your gaze to the right. And once you've landed on the floor, really direct your focus back to your breath. Belly, ribs, chest. Nice soothing exhales. And then inhaling all the way back up to center. Hug your knees into your chest for just a moment. And then you can take yourself down onto your back for a Shavasana. So once you're settled on your spine, just take a moment to notice where you feel pressure against your body or from your body against the floor. So notice the backs of the heels, the backs of your calves, your glutes, behind your shoulder blades, the backs of the arms, the backs of the hands, and the back of the head. And then also notice where there is space. So underneath the ankles, behind the knees, the small of your back, behind your neck. And once you've completed and have really noticed those spaces, just allow your attention to drop away from your physical body and bring it in and reconnect with your breath. And just notice how your body breathes all by itself, which means there's nothing that you need to do right now. Your body will breathe on its own without any effort from you, which means you can completely relax and let go into the floor so that you can absorb all of the good things that you've done today. And if you notice that as your body slows down, your brain is becoming more active, that's totally normal. And just notice that. Just notice that you're thinking, perhaps notice what the thought is, and give yourself permission to come back to it later. See if you can come back to connecting with some part of your breath, an inhale or an exhale. It can help keep you here, relaxed, for a few more moments. If you have the time to spend, I would encourage you to lay here for a while longer and enjoy the opportunity to rest. If you need to close your practice, you can slowly start to create some movement here with the fingers and the toes. Gently roll your head from side to side. Start to roll your eyeballs behind your closed eyelids a few times. When you feel that you are awake and you've had enough movement, you can bring your feet to the mat and gently roll over onto your right side, cradling your head in your elbow Just pausing here for a moment. Perhaps just having a moment to be grateful. And then slowly pressing yourself away from the floor, letting your arms do the bulk of the work. Bring your hands into your heart center. Press your thumbs into your sternum. Shoulders down and back, sitting tall and proud. Close your eyes for a moment. Take another big breath in. Belly, ribs, chest. Just hold that breath. Take one more sip of air. Big exhale through the mouth. Let it go. Bringing your thumbs up to the center of your forehead, recognizing all the light within you and within everyone else. I wish you namaste. Thank you for joining me for your practice. I hope to see you again. Have an awesome day.